Hey guys, got a trouble call for one of our well pump water meters not outputting correctly. We take a 4 to 20 and a pulse output from this water meter, and apparently we got a low flow fault at our SCADA monitoring it. So either the water meter's mechanically failed, there's no flow from the well, which would be the worst case scenario, or more likely there's something wrong with the output of the water meter or the circuit that feeds into the SCADA system that shows us the flow, that 4 to 20 loop circuit. So got Jaden with me. We'll see if we can troubleshoot the 4 to 20 circuit and make sure everything's working, and then make sure the meter's mechanically working and figure it out. All right, I'll see you there. Well 1 is working and is in automatic. Water meter 2 has a low flow fault. We'll turn off 2 and we'll turn off 1. That feels a little sloppy. We'll reset the fault. And then we're gonna, let me hang up this key. Then we're gonna run well 2 and watch what happens. So I'll go out to the wellhead. I'll utilize you while you're here. I want you to put well 2 in hand when I say. And then right here, inside this little blue box where I'm pointing, that's the flow rate in GPM.
Okay.
So it'd be like, just let me know. I'll be like, hey, do you see any flow? And if you're like, no, it's still 0, then I'll be like, oh shit, okay. And then I'll come back and we'll troubleshoot. I just want to, the idea is to just see how it works when we get here. And hopefully it's not transient like the last one. Number 2, yeah, but stand by. Okay, here's our wellhead. Here's our water meter. Okay, well 2 in hand. Good. Yep, sounds like mechanical. You can turn it off. And then, yeah, it's something mechanical. So as soon as it started running, I could hear the water flowing by. The pressure in the discharge line was good. But the meter itself, come on out, the meter itself, yeah, it was like click, 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 click. And this thing, this is a paddle wheel meter, or it might even be a propeller meter, I think. There's an actual like propeller inside of this thing that spins with the water, and then there's a shaft and an angle drive transmission. There's just a lot of moving parts. And then up in the actual, so here's meter body and register. Up in the register, there's even more little gears that work on this thing and send an output. So I think it's just a problem in the gears up here, hopefully, and not the transmission. I have rebuilt this thing before. I've rebuilt the whole propeller section. We've had to service this in the past. That's the issue with moving parts, is they fail. And then we should check and see what time it is so we can do a cycle stop. So we ran it at 10:55. So the soonest we can run it again is 10 minutes later at 11:05. Because we don't want to do too many starts an hour. We'll heat up the motor too much.
You said 11:05?
Yeah, 11:05 will be when we start it again. I don't see any broken pieces. Let's go deeper. And I don't really like that. There's quite a bit of play in this thing on where it can be. And you see this gear mates with this one. And look how much like slop there is versus being in a fixed set spot. Okay, so the first thing I'll check is, does the impeller move freely? Feels pretty free. Yeah. So in the past, this shaft runs all the way down into the wet part, and I don't know if it was a bearing. I can't remember. There was some gear tooth or something. It would go like clunk, 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 and it took a lot of force to spin. But see how it kind of coasts? The coasting to me makes me think that's okay. So if I had to guess, the problem is either in here or in the relation between these teeth and that teeth. Let's see, like, spin that bottom wheel. Yeah, I'm spinning it. Trying to keep it going, and that's like 150, but because I can't spin it at a perfect, even pace. My flow's bouncing all over the place. That's just a big old mechanical toy. I feel like it's kind of binding up a little bit. Looking at the teeth. They all look okay. I mean, those teeth, they're definitely used. You know, I can see little bits where the plastic's maybe a little damaged, but I'm not seeing any missing teeth. That would do it. Or broken teeth. That would do it. And the rate at which it was happening, too, was like click, 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 click. Like it was really unhappy. I kind of think it has something to do with this tooth not lining up with that tooth properly.
So how do you fix that?
Whew. I don't know, really. It's kind of like, you can see there's like an imprint here for where the screws were.
Yeah.
And I can feel when it's touching on the gear down there, but there's just so much slop to the accuracy of it. You know, maybe it does need to be hard over like that. I kind of think maybe we should put it on there live, really. Live as in get the pump running, have this be spinning, and then bring it over and get it till it's not messing up anymore, and then set it there. That sounds fun. Why would now what I'm confused about is how would this not working affect, oh, yeah, okay. My question was, how would this display affect the digital output, right?
Yeah.
And the answer I came up with is, if this is binding and not spinning,
It's gonna hold that.
there's not going to be, it's going to hold this up too. Exactly. Yep, exactly. Also, running it like this will be nice, because if this spins freely,
You know it's not.
we know it's not down here. Exactly. That's a big part of troubleshooting, is isolating. So it's, you know, is the problem out there or over here, or is it we're zeroing in on that problem? So yeah, we'll just wait for our cycle stop for a couple minutes, and then we'll fire it up again. Okay, we did our cycle stop. Go ahead and put 2 in hand when you get there. Number 2. Good. You can come over if you want. Leave it on. Yep. So that's funny. It outputs flow just fine without the local display, because this whole section here is what's putting out the output, the digital output, and this is just for humans to look at. So let's see if we can do this without breaking something.
Should I go look at the flow?
No, I can hear it spinning. I think that's perfect, actually. Yeah. Kind of makes sense. If those gears aren't lined up, it's going to choke its whole self down and not work. Now the question is, can I get it secured in place without shifting it around too much? I'll get them. Oh yeah, the washer, yeah, sure. Boy, it sure does like to walk around. And there's that noise. Yeah, the alignment on this thing is just so particular. And it's just really surprising how much room for error, or what I would call slop, there is. Thank you. You know, it'd be nice to have like a pin or a seat or a notch. But maybe that's by design, you know, so that it kind of works. So that you can do it as it wears down. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. But that's working. So if we can just tighten it right there, we're good. Beautiful. Yeah, I think we fixed it. You could put 2 in off, and then we'll wait 10 minutes and put them both back in auto. Can you set a 10-minute timer? Thank you. Literally, right as I place it down, you hit the off button. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's funny because it's like, was that me? And it's like, oh no, it wasn't. It's just coincidence.
No, I was watching you and I planned it.
Those kind of coincidences are always funny. It's like, did I do that? Or is it something else? Don't want to cross thread these. Nice and evenly.
This is the chlorine line, right?
Yep, chlorine injection. So it comes out of the ground, gets a small dose of chlorine to keep it sanitary, and then it gets pumped up the hill to the storage tank. Chlorine just keeps biology from propagating, growing in the water. It doesn't clean it. Chlorine doesn't clean water. It keeps clean water clean. Keeps it sterile. If it's already got biology in it and you add chlorine, it creates all these bad compounds and carcinogens. The idea is you make the water sanitary and clean and then dose little bits of chlorine in there to keep it sanitary. All right, that was easy.